because it is time for everybody's favorite segment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. So Dave Meltzer had this to say: AEW did 682K, a 0.17, no chart yet, but audience held better than usual. It's fucking sad that in 2025, 682K is better than usual for AEW. That saddens me. A big increase from the usual in 35 to 49, 18 to 34, peaked at the end of the show. Yeah, good for him. Good for them. And was there an overrun? Does he mean that? Because then does that count? And then Powerful King says, notice how Dave doesn't include max viewership, because he uses that invisible number, as Meltzer said, what called out like he would do. Dave uses that invisible number when it helps him. I've called this out to many people, but he won't use it when there's no need for it, because it's something that's out of sight, out of mind. He knows he's bullshitting when it comes to the max shit. Dave Meltzer weighs in on Will Ospreay's claim that AEW smokes WWE in every way. Are you guys ready for this?
All right, Will Ospreay.
So what did he say?
Ospreay said, we smoke them in every field of wrestling. Like, we're just better. I respect them. I respect every single one of them. They're all vets. They know what they're doing. They're great at their job. They understand getting people on their feet. We are so much more of the better wrestling company than them. Like, our guys smoke them every single day of the week. They got good guys like Gunther, got great guys like Orton. They got good guys like Chad Gable. I respect all of them. But on our worst day, we smoke all of you guys.
On the worst day, no. But, I mean, I think AEW is better wrestling than WWE. I think most people that watch both would say that.
Dave says he thinks most people who watch both WWE and AEW would say that AEW has the better wrestling. What the fuck?
But, I mean, there are things WWE does better than AEW. It just reminded me of when Vince McMahon and Bryan Danielson talked. This was when Bryan Danielson was still in WWE. And Vince McMahon went to...
So now he's going to tell a story that I can only assume Bryan Danielson told him, right? Like, how else is he just telling the story? Well, it's like when Bryan told Vince. Bryan, it's like when Bryan, and Bryan, two Bryans. 30%, we're up 30% Bryans here today. And it's like, so I'm assuming Danielson, this is what he's alleging, Danielson told him this story, and he just tells it like he was in the room. Oh, it's like that thing, Danielson said. Danielson hasn't like drawn the same since he left WWE. And so I'm assuming he told Vince, well, the wrestling's better. This is why they're so hot. Okay, but that turned out not to be fucking true overall in the long run, did it? And they never actually beat Raw or SmackDown in the ratings, so he was just wrong right there. They were whooping NXT, the developmental, what it's always been. What this shit is, well, I'll let this go.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Right? So let's continue along here.
When Vince McMahon and Bryan Danielson talked, this was when Bryan Danielson was still in WWE, and Vince McMahon went to Bryan Danielson and basically said, "Why are they drawing so well? Why are they doing so well?" Bryan was like, "The wrestling's better." You know what I mean? Both companies have things that they do better.
And then Vince went, "Oh yeah, watch this," and then he put the title on Roman Reigns for like 4.5 fucking years or whatever it was. And then proved that, and then everyone's like, Roman can't wrestle. And then they proved that storytelling and the way they work in WWE's a billion times better. It's all that happened, and look at the effects of it. So it's pretty funny how Meltzer thinks this is like some sort of W, like the way he's talking all proud. Well, it's like that thing. I mean, this thing that I made up, Danielson said to Vince.
Better than the other company. There's a lot that WWE does better than AEW. I mean, as far as like high-end wrestling, no. AEW.
High-end wrestling. The company that's selling like 1,000 tickets, well, yeah, I mean, only a select, it's a unique taste Okay, so is like people who hurt themselves and put it on the like, and people enjoy that. There's people who watch fucking all type of shit. You know, deathmatch has an audience too. There's a reason it hasn't broken through to the masses. Now, I'm not saying you can't do AEW style of wrestling and shit, but WWE does do their style of wrestling. They just do it in like small doses, and that's how you do a TV show. Because the problem is like, okay, if AEW is just an indie, great, but you're a weekly TV show, so now you got to go play TV, and that's just different than booking wrestling or just high end wrestling. You mean like WWE is selling the most expensive tickets ever in their history to the most people, breaking records and gates and all this shit, and you guys are always crying about it. So isn't that more high end and for more people? Because AEW selling like last minute, oh, I got my tickets for $20. Like that's what goes around too. Everybody knows if you go to an AEW show, you just walk up and get tickets. They'll be way cheaper. You get a way better seat. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that Dave's like the high-end wrestling's in AEW.
AEW's way above them in high-end wrestling.
High-end wrestling is Moxley with the spike bat thing and everything like that. I mean, it's just pretty insane. I gotta be honest. We were covering this before, RVD and Taz. And this will be, this will be our last bit here. So RVD and Taz talk about how Sabu would botch flips on purpose so that Meltzer would write about it like it was a mistake. Let's go, the legend.
And yeah, like Taz said, his flips were more, I think you called him ugly. Isn't that what you said? No.
Yeah, no.
He did, no, that was, he wanted.
Yeah, it was a work. Yeah, it was a gimmick. Yeah, he would botch shit on purpose. He would botch shit all the time on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that. And then Meltzer would write about it, and then people would think, you know,
they did all so funny.
Got flaws. Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, that's hilarious. What a fucking legend. Even trolling during his matches, but it added to his gimmick of the recklessness and like, man, this guy might fuck himself up, let alone you. R.I.P. Sabu. We'll leave it on a happy note because we talked about all the good, the bad, the ugly with Sabu. And Dave, you were getting worked by Sabu while he was wrestling matches, but you thought you were studying the business. And because of that, where's Brian too? He wasn't trying tonight, but that, ladies and gentlemen, was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week.